Hey babe, you said we're going to Target, right?
Actually, let's go to Walmart instead.
Oh, okay.
And then maybe stop at White Castle on the way back.
Gosh. These AI girlfriends can never make up their minds.
What was that?
Nothing. Almost there. Got a little jam here. It stayed back on the last round. It just didn't eject that last shell. Let's try the Norma. So far, stuff like S&Ds. It's definitely accurate. Foxtrot Mike FM45 series of carbines. We got right here a tangled single point sling, but the 5-inch upper, just with some somewhat defective Magpul sights. There we go. As well as the 10-inch upper, which we'll take a look at here in just a little bit. This is a video that is long overdue. I've actually had this for about 3 years, something like that. And I've put a lot of rounds through it. It was giving me a lot of issues in the very beginning. And I just slowly worked out those issues because I didn't actually buy this directly from Foxtrot Mike. I put this together myself. A few things just to go over real fast. I guess the buffer was kind of like the biggest thing. When I first got it, Foxtrot Mike had out this 8.5 ounce buffer, which I do still have. I just can't remember where it is. But it was banging up the bolt catch right here really badly. You can see it kind of took a chunk out of that bolt catch right here. And so that was making it so that the last round hold open wasn't working, as well as the fact that it was just very heavy on recoil with that 8.5 ounce buffer. And so I kind of sat on this for about a year. I didn't really pay attention to it. I just kind of moved on with my life, and then I got back around to messing with it, and I asked Foxtrot Mike, hey, can you send me out another one of these things, because I was using your 8.5 ounce buffer and it really banged it up. And they said, 8.5 ounce buffer, what are you talking about? We have a 13.5 ounce buffer, which, see if I can, yeah, there we go, with the gloves on. Never really quite know. But this mamma jamma, if I can get it out of here. Look at this thing. I believe this is their 13.5 ounce buffer. This is a gigantic buffer. It's easily the heaviest buffer I've ever seen. So once getting the buffer situation kind of worked out and everything, there we go. Nice. Then I guess the other biggest problem was the magazines, and or not the magazines, but the ammo. And that's basically what the shooting footage in this video is going to cover. I started off with some really cheap Tula ammunition as well as LAX ammo. I kind of forgot if it was the factory new or factory used, but either way, it wasn't really working out very well. It wouldn't cycle more than about 5 rounds at a time. But then I did switch to some higher quality ammo right here. This Norma right here, as well as the S&Bs, cellular and below. And these are just standard 230 grain bullets. This one as well, 230 grains. And it pretty much was 99% reliable at that point. So I think that I've kind of figured out the kinks on this guy. And I think that you need to have that 13.5 ounce buffer, as well as use high quality ammo. Not necessarily, expensive high quality ammo, but just something like, name brand stuff like Cellular Below, Norma. I think CCI Blazer does pretty good. And I imagine any of your like Federal and Winchester white box and stuff like that would probably do just fine. But yeah, just stay away from the Tula, the Wolf, the LAX. Nothing against LAX. They actually work pretty well in just about every firearm I put it through. But this one right here is definitely finicky. And who's not to say that FM or Foxtrot Mike hasn't improved their FM series of carbines? Maybe they have. So anyways, just kind of some of the custom stuff that I did, aside from what you would find on Primary Arms or Foxtrot Mike's website, is, the ambidextrous safety right there. I have some sort of a CMC trigger in here. I believe it's like their 45 PCC line. It might be a 9mm PCC line. But anyways, you can see right here, actually one of the screws broke off. So that's cool, but it's still holding in there and doing just fine. I do have, I can't remember exactly what this is. I think it's just a cheap knockoff. It's like a Prisma, I would imagine, something like that. Charging handle, but it works. I like it. The one thing that I've just constantly struggled with is this bolt release right here. You've got to press extremely hard on it to get it to close on the empty magazine. It's not too hard, I think, on a loaded magazine, but yeah. Anyways, for whatever reason, Foxtrot Mike does not put any kind of texturing on their mag release. So I put a little skateboard tape on there, and that really helps with, just being nice and tactile. This mag right here drops free when it's not loaded. But if you have it loaded up, it swells, like I'll show you guys in the shooting footage. However, the other steel line mags, like your Korean knockoffs, and then as well as your Glock mags, the steel lined magazines work really well as far as maintaining their shape, so they do drop free even if you have a ammo in there. So continuing on, we got our Magpul MBUS 2 sights. I kind of wanted to just go with iron sights and not put a optic on this upper. So you guys can see I do have a prism optic right here on this upper, which again we'll get to here momentarily. And then last but not least, I do believe, last but not least, well, actually I just went with a regular, what is that, the B5 Systems grip. It was just really cheap. But yeah, last but not least, aside from these little things made by Magpul rail covers, just to give it a little bit more texturing. I got right here the Olight Sigurd, and this thing, I really wanted to like this thing when I first got it. It's a plenty bright flashlight. It's nice and simple. It's just, you click like that. I think, you double click for really bright. But something about it just didn't work on really any firearm that I had. And I moved it around to a bunch of different firearms. And what I mean by didn't work is like the feel of it. The feel of it just was off. However, with this right here, I really like it. I love it on this thing. And so that's why, even though the color is kind of weird looking, I'm going to keep it on this thing. And I just like the actuation of it. I like the feel of it. Feels really good. So yeah, that's pretty much all the custom stuff right here on this guy. We'll go over magazines in just a second. Oh yeah, obviously we got right here the classic SB-A3, I believe. What do you call it? Pistol brace. All right, so this, the rest of those rail covers I put right here. Let's go tip to, can't really quite call that the butt, but tip to butt. So this is not the stock muzzle brake that comes with it. I believe that is here with all my other muzzle brakes. This guy right here, it's a linear compensator, where this is like one of those prong flash hiders. I was actually thinking that the linear compensator, I think they increase recoil. I may be completely wrong about that, but with the fact that this already had pretty high recoil, I wanted to do something different, and I put on this muzzle brake right here. It doesn't really, the 45 out of it, 10-inch barrel, doesn't really have a lot of flash anyway, so you don't really need to cover up flash too much, but I just like it for just to kind of maybe, I don't know, you're not reducing recoil, but mitigating it, the slightest, tiniest little bit. Anyways, so I've got a Monstrum flashlight on top. Obviously I think it's important to have flashlights on any firearm. Then I've got your Magpul angled grip right here, as well as some of the angled iron sights, just because, and they're really cheap, old angled iron sights that I've had for years. So I just threw them on here because this optic right here does not have a quick detach. I don't like this optic. It's their Monstrum, I think it's like the 5X prism. So it's a 5X illuminated prism, but I just really don't like it. I think it lost zero for one thing. The eye relief kind of sucks. And yeah, I think I'm just going to take it off and maybe go with something like this right here. Good old, what is this? The Hollow Sun HS 510C. This thing is just a beast of an optic. So some of the differences, just real quick, besides the barrel, obviously, and the handguard, which is longer on the 10-inch upper, is the bolt. You got a little flippy thing right here, the flippy thing that goes up, the shoulder thing that goes up, whatever it's called. And then once you flip that thing up, you can take your bolts out. We'll take a look at the differences between the bolts here in just one sec. And then the other thing is, it is a side charging handle, and since I don't have the the buffer on, obviously there's no spring tension, but it is a non-reciprocating charging handle. And then obviously the difference on the 5-inch upper is that it uses a mil-spec rear charging handle. So let's go ahead and take a look at the differences just between the bolts real quick, so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. One thing I kind of forgot to mention is that I do have these extended, what do you call them, takedown pins, that are kind of easier to grab with gloves. So that's just kind of nice to have. So this just comes apart like any old AR. And so you can see, I think it's the same exact bolt, but the difference is the not the gas keys, because this is not a gas operated firearm, but on a regular AR-15, this would be the gas key, I believe, or whatever you call it. So that's the big difference there, because one uses the side charging handle, so it presses up against there, and then the rear charging handle just fits in this little notch right here. I don't really know why they had to go with two different styles, because it would be nice to be able to interchange both of these, just in case, say, one of them goes down, then I could just throw the other bolt in there. But clearly that's not going to be the case. So something to keep in mind. So again, just flip that little thing up. It just goes right in there. One thing I definitely don't like about that feature is if you tip the thing over, then the bolt comes sailing out of there. And if you do it fast enough, it will definitely knock this little thingy straight up so that it falls completely out. You don't want that to happen. So again, keep that in mind. They might have changed that with the newer models. I'm not really too sure. All right, so magazines, just real quick. Let's talk about that. Got right here the ETS. Actually, I think 2 ETSs. And this right here is the 30 rounds mag, as well as the 18 rounder. 30 round, I didn't really play around with this one too much, so we'll just put that one off to the side. But pretty much the same exact model, just 18 rounds is kind of the go-to, just because I like the profile of it. You know, the magazine doesn't really hang down too much further than the grip, and as you can see when I have it in the bag here, all tucked away, you know, it just fits really nicely. So this right here is the Chris Vector extension. Actually, so this is a Glock mag, as you can see right here, a Glock 21 mag, 13 round capacity. And this is the Chris Vector mag extension, which is a 17 round mag extension. So you're looking at 30 rounds. And this thing is cool in theory. And it's one huge, huge flaw, which I have not experienced personally, but I kind of noticed. I think that I was playing with it. I was seeing how tight it was, you know, while it was unloaded. And this thing just easily came apart. The magazine extension just easily came not snapping off. It didn't break or anything, but I would just be careful. I think that if you have this thing completely loaded and you hit it on accident, like while it's in the gun, you're going to have 30 rounds of 45 ACP going flying out the bottom in probably all different directions. So, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't really trust, I'd say, I guess, my life to one of these. They're cool. I mean, they work just fine. I had very few malfunctions with this one. But yeah, just one thing to keep in mind. It is nice though. I really do like the profile of it. So you can see it's got that sort of Space Blaster look now. So it does drop free as well. And then we've got the infamous Korean made drum mag, which I believe does these don't work that well. I don't really like them that much. I think it does have last round hold open, but as you can see, it's using the mag follower for last round hold open, and with the kind of reciprocation that you're getting, like the force, the violent force of the this bolt reciprocating back and forth, I think you're gonna wear out this follower real quickly if you keep using it. So I bought this thing just for fun, but I don't really use it at all. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have any footage of me actually shooting with it, but it is cool looking. Look at that. All right. They did send this out for free. It was a replace. This was actually the original one, and they sent out a brand new setup. So there is a totally new transfer bar, as well as the bolt catch, and I don't know what you call this thing, the activator or something like that. So, yeah, that's about it. Let's go ahead and get into the shooting footage, and then we'll come back, and I'll just kind of give you my final thoughts on it. Hey, everybody. We're going to test out this Foxtrot Mike FM45 right here. This is the 5-inch barrel. There is a bee right next to the microphone. Go away. Come on. Okay, so I've got a bunch of different kinds of ammo, but we're going to start off with some LAX. I believe this is factory new. Everything is going to be 230 grain. Pretty common 45 caliber rounds that you can find on the market, but I've also got a bunch of different kinds of mags. So this ETS mag, it kind of swells whenever you load it up. The ones that are steel lined drop free because they don't swell. These ones, though, swell a little bit, so they kind of have a very tight fit. But we'll go and see how they do. And we're at 25 yards. There you go. First jam. And I got a double feed. Let me go and load this back up. So far, this is the ETS 18 round mags. So far, they're not doing too well. Not well at all. And then every time it's the same thing. It keeps double feeding. You gotta lock it back, rip the mag out, drop around, pick it up, put it in the mag, and hopefully get 2 or 3 shots off before it jams again. Let's see. Jam on the second to the last round. Oop. Last round. Does hold back on the last round, so that's good. I will say though, the bolt hold open is really rough. It's not easy to press in, but it worked okay that time. Let's go ahead and go for, I got a Korean mag. I just pulled out my you-know-what. So let's see how this does. I think it's a 26 rounder, but I only got 20 rounds loaded up. Son of a gun. Same thing, double feed. Jam, jam, jam. That's upsetting. Ooh, this one really got messed up. It's like attached to the bolt. Holy cow. Alright, let's perform a little surgery here. Yeah, this is a bad jam. This one would take you out of the fight. I'd probably have to mortar this thing. Gosh darn. There we go. That thing just got mashed by the bolt. So that's not good. It's nice having a sling. Don't sling that thing up. Back of this is all dirty now. Mortaring it on the muddy ground. Alright. So far, ETS Korean, or I should say ETS and Korean mags, not working so well. Not working well at all. Holy cow. Anyways, let's go and see how this actual Glock mag does. This, however, has the Chris Vector extension, so it is a 30 round mag. However, I've got 25 loaded up. I've just been downloading these mags because ammo's expensive. So let's see how this one does. Dang. I was really hoping we would get good performance with the Glock mag. So at least teach you how to clear jams. Not exactly something you want to spend your time doing, but it's a good skill to have. There we go. Believe it or not, I think it might be the ammo as well. I've got some Tula loaded up. That mag, like I was saying, swells. So, but we'll see how this does. Hopefully this performs better. Ah, dang. It stayed back on the last round. It just didn't eject that last shell. Alright, let's see. Let's go and forget about that ETS mag. We'll go back to the Korean mag here. Loaded up with just 15 rounds, I believe, of some Tula. Not doing too well. Alright. Glock mag with the Chris Vector mag extension. How many rounds does this extend? So I guess the original one is 13 rounds, and this goes to 30. So that's a 17 round mag extension. That's quite a big extension there. Whoops. That did way better. We had a failure to eject on the last round. But this Glock mag did way better. Did have a couple of jams, but not too bad. Let me go fix my target. This is some S&B right here. Cellular and below. So I want to try some quality ammo here. And then I think I've got this loaded up with some Norma. Yeah, this is Norma. So before I totally, give up on this thing right here, I want to try some quality ammo as well. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, let's try the Norma. So far, stuff like S&Bs. Definitely accurate. Alright. Now we're back in business. Very cool. Okay, so it likes quality ammunition. So don't get too cheap on this thing.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodson.
Even though it is a pretty cheap firearm, you gotta run some quality ammo through it if you want to make it run well. So this is the 5-inch upper. I want to go and swap it out to that 10-inch upper and see how that does. Alright, so before we switch over to the 10-inch upper, let's just go ahead and do some chronograph testing real quick. And I've just got the ETS mag, which seems to be working really well now with the S&Bs. So let's go ahead and do 5 rounds of the S&B with the 5-inch upper, and then we'll switch to the 10-inch upper and do 5 rounds of that. Mostly I just want to see if it's still subsonic out of the 10-inch upper, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be. But that's the beauty of 45 ACP, is that it's pretty much always going to be subsonic. So something like this would be a great suppressor host, I can imagine. Alright. First shot. We got 847. 863, 834, 852, 839. So, whoops, about 850, I'd say. So let's go ahead and with these last 5 rounds right here. I'm gonna go and take this guy off real quick. Excuse me, real quick. Right quick, as we say in Missouri. Alright. 5 more rounds out of the ETS magazine. I'm sure it'll be going faster, but I bet it'll still be subsonic. Okay, well, I didn't expect that. 801. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this dang gun here. All right, let's try it again. There we go. That's more like it. 932. 900 even. 865. Wow. 882. So, at least we're not getting any more jams, but you're not really going to pick up that much more velocity with this 10-inch upper, even though the barrel is literally twice as long as this one right here. The 5-inch upper, it's still way under subsonic velocities and would make an amazing suppressor host, I imagine, especially if you're using quality ammunition like I now am with some decent magazines. But even this ETS mag right here, it's doing really well now. So let me go ahead and load up some more of these mags, and we'll just go ahead and finish the shooting off with this 10-inch upper here. Well, the sun has come out, finally. It has been cloudy for like 3 weeks straight. Alright, so we got some, I went ahead and threw in the last 10 rounds of Tula that I have into this ETS mag. I have very low hopes, but I just want to see with this different upper if possibly it can run it. There's a lot of variables to consider when a gun is not working properly. You know, could be the upper, could be the lower, could be the magazines, could be the ammo, could be any one of the numerous internal parts. But let's give it a shot. Hey, you know what? Maybe I can run the cheap ammo. You just have to have the 10-inch upper. So that's cool. All right. So what we got here? Pulled a generic Korean mag out of my butt. Let's go ahead and see if it'll run. I just got 10 rounds. I think, what is this? This is Norma. These are the last 10 rounds of the Norma that I have. No problems whatsoever. So that's good to see. And now, this Glock mag with the Chris Vector 17 round extension. There is, I think one of my beard hairs in here. Gross. Okay. Oh, that bolt catch. It's kind of hard to press in sometimes. Make sure that optic's still on. It is. I'm just not shooting very well here. I think my optic might have lost 0. Oh, jam. No, it was doing so well. Shucks. It was just a failure to feed. Wow, it really crushed that bullet down into the casing. Let's see what we got. We got a few rounds left. I do want to try and fire this, but I'll try and fire that last. Okay. We got this little stubby round here. Extra stubby because it's a 45 ACP. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so we went from having to jam every like 3 rounds down to having one jam in about 6 mags, something like that. So I'd say this is a success. Just, man, other than the bolt stop or the bolt catch, holy cow, what happened to this thing? There we go. It's got some quirks. But once you figure out the quirks, you find the ammo you like, along with maybe the magazines that you like, I think this thing will run just fine. It's actually pretty soft shooting, but that's about it. Let's go back inside. Okay, welcome back. Just a couple things I forgot to go over. First of all, the bag. This is a pretty cheap bag on Amazon. Wolf Slaves, I think, is the name. Kind of a weird name, but it's a great bag. I got this years ago, right around the same time I actually got the FM45, and I believe that this is still being sold on Amazon for about $30. So, it's got a bunch of different compartments. I do have this little alien patch right here, but that's not usually what's on here. I just put that there for fun. But there are various compartments here for, magazines or whatever. I've got a couple of mags here. This is another ETS 18 round mag, and then a Korean 26 round mag right here. And then you can load this thing up with ammo, I don't know, bug out supplies, maybe make this like a bug out bag kind of thing. But overall, it's just a great bag for fitting this little guy. And it's got really good zippers. Go ahead and unzip it like so. And you can see how everything just fits in real nicely. And then secondly, just what I want to go over is the sling. I did opt for a single point sling. Usually I'm more of a fan of a 2-point sling, but for something this small, especially something that doesn't have a lot of rail space here, for a 2-point sling, I just went with this single point, to be able to simply lock into the swivel right there. But yeah, so anyways, final thoughts on the FM45. Final thoughts are, I do like it. I mean, it works really well. Well enough. It looks cool, I will say that. I think that even this 10-inch upper right here also looks very cool. I think that it's, probably going to be a little better with a better sight on it, obviously. I'm going to take that Monstrum prism off and go with some sort of a red dot sight. I don't think I'm actually going to use this on here just because this is a very expensive, high value but very expensive red dot right here, and I'd rather put this on like a duty AR-15 or something like that. But just again, final thoughts. I think that as long as you figure out the buffer issue and the ammo issue, then this gun's pretty much reliable. It's like 99% reliable, which is good enough, for most guns out there. And, any malfunctions that I did have, they're pretty easy to clear, except for one that you saw in the shooting footage that I had to mortar it to get it out of there. And that's also why there's a little bit of dirt back here. By the way, this is the PSA, Palmetto State Armory, SBA 3 brace. Is it focusing? Can't get the focus. There it goes. Yeah, so this is the PSA, Palmetto State Armory, branded SBA 3 brace. And if you do get a FM45, you can build it out like I did, which is just kind of more of a hobby kind of gun for me. I wanted to build out, I like building AR-15s, and so building out a 45 caliber PCC was just kind of a fun project for me. And even though I had to figure things out and figure out how to work things, it was all a fun experience for me. I really like kind of figuring out problems, and even something like this that ended up breaking on me, the bolt catch, or not breaking, but just taking a massive chunk out of it. FM or Foxtrot Mike, I should say. They're a great company. They sent out a new one for free. It really only took a couple of days, I think, to get it. I think they sent it like right out. So, good on them for correcting their mistake, because for whatever reason, they decided to release that 8.5 ounce buffer on the market, saying that it was for a 45 ACP, and then only to realize that they needed a much heavier buffer, the 13.5 ounce buffer. So that's about it. This video is very long, and I'm probably just gonna leave it right there with you. So Foxtrot Mike, the FM45, I like it. It's great. It's got a few little quirks just to figure out, but once you figure that out, I think you'll be in business. It'll be smooth sailing in the world of 45 ACP PCCs. So that's about it. Thank you very much for watching.